Hello. Yeah. My chairperson, chairman, no, no online. Mhm.
Hello, doctor. Can you hear me? Oh,
Good day, Mr. Oluwole. I, I think we can
Yes,
start the
sir.
program now. This is
All right.
according to
Can
plan.
start. Yeah.
Can start the
All
program.
right.
And hello, everybody. We are about to start the program. And we have
All right, sir.
various.
Doctor, you can
Yes,
start
sir.
with the program.
Sir? What do you say, sir? What do you say?
Yeah, I said you can please start with them
All
so
right.
that we can the opening
Okay.
prayer and everything we
Oh,
can start, sir.
we can start with now. All right. Good day, everybody.
Good day.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
I can hear you. And we are about to start the program. We have added another 5 minutes, running after 5 minutes now. And like you know, the program is all about seamless system integration. And we move to the program, we have various agendas here. We have about 7 or 8, which can also shares in the please,
See,
people
there
should
are
move.
people at the background that we are hearing
Can
their
we mute?
Yes, I think it's from the consulting house.
We need no, it's not from us.
Please mute.
It's not from us.
Eh,
Not from us.
Please, if you are not talking, mute yourself. When it is time for question and answer, you can now unmute yourself. So if you are not talking, please mute yourself. So like the agenda, and we are going to start with the number 1, which is national first stanza of national anthem. We are also going to look for icon anthem, and we do the opening prayer. We can go for the first stanza of national anthem. So I don't know if it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oluwole. We are happy and very, very coincident. This is the week for our International Accounting Day, which we have started since Monday.
Recording in progress.
We are happy we are partners in progress. So now to the chairman of ICANN Ilorin District Society, Mrs. Fabile Bosede Olajumake, ATA, to give us our opening remark. Thank you, ma'am.
The 64th ICANN President in absentia, Malam Abu Aruna Nyaya, MNI, PhD, FCA, other council members, our royal fathers, our esteemed elders, my professional colleagues, our speakers, Mr. Chinanda Jena and Engineer Oluwole Raphael Farumbi, members of other professional bodies, ladies and gentlemen on the call, good morning and welcome to this edition of ICANN webinar. We are also using this day to, commemorate the celebration of International Accounting Day. As we gather here today to discuss achieving seamless system integration, compliance with the Nigerian Tax Act 2025, I believe we are here on the cusp of significant conversation. The ever-evolving landscape of tax regulation and technological advancements present both challenges and opportunities for growth. The Nigerian Tax Act 2025 brings new dimensions to compliance, emphasizing the need for robust system integration to meet regulatory requirements efficiently. This section aims to explore strategies, best practices, and innovative solutions to ensure seamless integration and compliance. And to enlighten us on this topic, we have with us our able two speakers, Mr. Chindana Jena and Engineer Oluwole Raphael Farombi, our Technical Secretary in person of Dr. Amzat Mohammed, to give us the citation of the first speaker. Thank you everyone for your time. Over to you, Dr. Amzat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma. That's the chairman of the ICANN Ilori District Society. That's our voice, and so robust, and we are happy for that introduction to this program. We have two speakers, like she said. We have Engineer Oluwole Raphael. We also have Mr. Chidamanda Gina. I hope I pronounced it very well. So, and I have the belief that Mr. Oluwole knows them very well more than me. So, Mr. Oluwole, if there is any brief citation, please just give us so that we can start with the first speaker. Thank you.
All right, Victor.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. You are welcome.
Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much for this privilege. I would like to introduce our first and second speaker. Our first speaker goes by the name Ms. Lee's work promotes transparency, accountability, and sustainable financial management across national and subnational governance systems. He is currently the lead tax advisory for McJudge Consulting. Now, I'd like to introduce Engineer Oluwole Raphael Farbi, our second speaker. Engineer information products and services designed for small to medium-sized companies willing to optimize performance.
Main program of today, and we can allow the first speaker. After then, we can listen to the second speaker, and we are going to have question and answer, and before closing remark and closing prayer. Yes, I believe that within 45 minutes or 50 minutes, we should be able to finish all these things, so that I can see that this session is recorded, which implies that after now, we can still fall back to it. And since they are consulting firm, consulting no the finish. That is the language. So we can still continue with them, and we can achieve together, we can get to the glorious land. Thank you. The first speaker can take the floor now.
Thank you. So all protocols are observed. It gives us the honor to be before tax and accounting professionals who are the ones shaping this era. Without wasting time, I will move straight. I'll be the one to speak first, while Mr. Gina, who is also on the call, will join, more especially to take Q&As, and to also coming from his experiential point of where this has implemented in about 5 different countries, spanning across India, Saudi Arabia, Rwanda, Dubai. He was instrumental and part of the team that deployed this. So we are coming on the platform of digital transformation. Now, all of us are aware of the new tax law, Tax Act, that the president signed into law in June, precisely June 26, 2025. Basically, it's a landmark reforms that consolidate and try to simplify the way the tax framework is being done as we are experienced. Of course, the sole aim is to harmonize multiple and existing taxes. The laws were harmonized. It also prevent double or multiple taxation across the blind chains that we do not know. Of course, this includes the CIT, the Personal Income Tax Act, the Value-Added Taxes Act, the Petroleum Profit Act also, including the stamp duties, all unified into a single statute. Now, this act, a law as it is, will come into force by 1st January 2026. And what does this mean? It means that taxpayers are required to comply, and also this also align with the international standard and also strengthening revenue generation for government while also easing the bottlenecks administrative wise. Corporate reforms, of course, like this, center on equity and simplification. Like I mentioned earlier, there are blind spots when it comes to taxation, where a taxpayer will be double or multiple taxed, and small companies will always want to say that, oh, I'm not supposed to be taxed, you're not supposed to be taxed. So this also brings us to where we have small companies that have annual turnover of 50 million naira and fixed assets of below 250 million are now exempt from the CIT, the CGT, and also the new development levy of 4%. Right. And also, large companies will be subject to what? A minimum effective tax rate of an approximate 15% and a top-up tax mechanism to curb profit shifting and ensuring fair contribution. Now, the Act also streamlines the capital allowances to uniform rate between 10 and 25. The free trade zones and export-oriented businesses will retain their partial exemptions of at least 75% of their output that is expected. Though, of course, this we begin to phase out from 2028. A major innovation about the Nigerian Tax Act 2025 is the fact that it is what centers and resting on digital economy that we've all heard about. The digital economy relies on digitization, relies on automation. Maybe that's why you will get to know that, oh, what's an engineering professional doing in their country to we are providing the technology that makes it happen for taxes to be promptly appropriately automated and for to the compliance policies. So non-resident companies offering digital and remote services in Nigeria will also have to be taxed. And also, if they are to maintain what they call the SCP, significant economic presence, they'll do that. We've had several um, advocacy on earnings that are not more than 800,000 naira exempt, while high incomes face 3 days in Nigeria, telling PITs are paid as it concern the state internal revenue services and also the federal inland revenue services, depending on services or goods that we deal with. It also allows different tax types to be what, such as the PIT, the CIT, the VAT, withholding tax, to be properly integrated digitally and ensure that accurate calculations are done and streamlined for reporting purpose and makes it very less cumbersome. It's a system that is actions are final counts are able to be processed via system and also ultimately lead to the e-invoicing and e-receipting. And for the adoption of e-invoice and system, it is the Nigerian Tax Act 2025 emphatically request that organizations selling goods and services are required by law to enable this system to work for them and use this henceforth from January 1st, 2026. What are the key objectives of the um, um, Nigerian Tax Act 2025? Basically, it emphasizes transparency in tax processing, ensuring accurate reporting and timely one, makes auditing very easy, and also ensure that there's a real-time filing of tax returns while streamlining compliance and reducing administrative bottlenecks. Again, with automated tax calculations as it borders on every of our transactions, the Nigerian Tax Act 2025 simplifies compliance by minimizing human error, ensuring accurate financial reporting, and also improving the speed to respond to our tax obligations. Now, there are identified stakeholders, I mean, which includes you and I, the government and the policymaker. They've started theirs. They started this right before it was signed into law, and they're still playing the role, which also um, FRS to be known as NRS come next year, January 2026. Also, regulatory and oversight institutions are also playing their role. The AGF, the Auditor General of the Federation, CBN, CAC, Nigerian Customs Services, Nigerian Immigration Services. The private sector are also not left behind. They are key stakeholder in this because they are the businesses that will respond to this in more often. Yeah. So organized private sectors, SMEs, industry, actors, trade groups, the ICANN as a body, CITN, and an MBA and the rest. Financial institutions are not left behind. And also here comes businesses that also offer technology services and ERP, to be precise. Um, for these to happen, there are about five key things that an organization must put in place. And by virtue of the practice of the professionals, you will agree with me that we must be able to carry out readiness assessment within our organizations. And those readiness assessments starts with the C-suite, which is the management uh, team of that organization. They must be able to sponsor this, agree with this, and ensure that they're able to trickle down this new regime for compliance to be very easy. So then it also ensure that our processes and policies are also done with, are taken into considerations because we must map our processes in an organization, whether you're a service-based company, you're a goods and service-based company, or you're strictly into production, manufacturing, and name it. Also, the system also ensures data security, that for the next 7 years, our data must be secured, properly archived. It is only a system that can achieve that for you. And manual operations are susceptible to having a system where record gets defaced or some unforeseen or unplanned incidences happen, infernos and the rest, and you can't trace it again. And that's why a backup system on your ERP will ensure that the data of vendors, of personnel, customers are intact with the required, what do you call it, inputs. Because with an incomplete data, we cannot achieve this. This also cannot happen without having technology in place. And the technology in place in this case starts with the here, which is capable of integrating with the FRS merchant buyer system and through the access point providers and also now the system integrators to make it seamless and automated. Also, this also involves training. We need to do advocacy. We need to train, sensitize our businesses. Now, businesses are looking up to you, SaaS and us, for them to know how they could be ready, how they could achieve this in a very seamless way. As of today, it remains about 49 days, if I'm not wrong, for this to come into force. And before the end of this webinar, I could tell you the roadmap that if we're able to collaborate together through you to businesses, we can achieve this for them within the remaining days for them to be compliant. The stages for compliance, like I said, we need to close up, carry out an audit, which includes planning, see how ready our organizations are. Organizations are looking up to us for them to get the necessary information, the necessary roadmap to achieve this. At McJudge, with what merits, we have distilled, analyzed, and we can tell you that if you follow these stages, you will achieve it without hazards. Of course, the stages are five. I've discussed that, and of course, it requires us to do some sort of testing and ensure that it's working for us. For each organization, there are peculiarities. The peculiarities come in form of customization, and that's why the area of customization is very, very key. What works for company A is fine. It could be generic on a path, but there are some differences that makes it customizable to your workflow. And of course, our functional and technical team are ready, equipped to work SMEs through customizing this process. Due to this, we have identified and tell us that in addition to comply, you need your accounting modules to be in place. You need your sales modules to be able to generate the invoice and submit. You need your purchase module to work and be in place. Your inventory for those who are managing stocks to also work for tax reporting. Our payroll system from which we generate our PITs, our PAYE, and other settled deductions to make filings possible as at when due. This alone, the payroll PIT payee can make an organization right to lose client, to lose jobs, to be to have downtime that can be averted. We all know what it takes for me to respond to the Form A form issued by IRS. And most taxpayers, most employees will see this as a burden. Again, our system has automated this for the different states that we are working with. All you need to do is to fetch it from your HR module. Once you have our work merit application has the HR module. From the HR module, it fetches your payroll, and from the payroll, it automatically calculates, considering the statutory deductions that you have, it will automate and sum up what your PIT is to be, making it less hassle for them, for organizations to quickly comply within the stipulated period. Of course, I've talked about document archival, which is needed for audit trails and proof of evidence. The point of sales for those that are into retail transactions, and also the integration, which is very key via the access point and system integrators. Now, the merchant buyer system is what the FRS and government, in this case, seamless e-invoicing system. It's a modernized fiscal transactional process that the country is going to experience to bring about transparency, accountability in tax management. It also leveraging on universal business languages that makes the system seamless in carrying out validation and submitting electronic invoices, cutting across the key stakeholders. As you can see, the new invoice or the e-invoice looks like this. If by January 1st, 2026, an organization is not issuing an invoice that looks like this, it means that you'll be liable to some penalties. And those penalties, as being conceived, are not smiling at all. And I'm sure organizations that are smart enough that want to be in business will ensure that they're able to avert this. Of course, the invoicing system is a digital platform that enables taxpayers to generate and submit what do you call it, invoices, validate it as well. It also simplifies interaction between the buyer, the seller, and now the FRS. It guarantees invoices are submitted on time, facilitate also cross-border trade, right? Which will open our businesses. So because why is government also putting up this? You discover that it is easier for a Nigerian to buy a product from China, India, US, and some other country, but it's difficult for a Nigerian to sell to those countries. The UBL make it possible for traceable,
If
and in other words, earn trust in businesses. And that's why above all the challenges that we might be thinking of businesses to scale and open up to global markets. Uh, this also expands financial services net and also improve invoice factoring, reducing error and inefficiency that we might be experiencing in the past. Like I said, that and be easy for um, businesses to carry out transaction and comply globally. As we can see, there are what we have as the functional capabilities of e-invoicing that leads to fiscalization, right? And that's why will also let us know that it support different type of invoices. It ensures that once the proper integration is done from an appropriate system integrator, ERP system, and access point provider, it will be seamless. It automatically calculates and populates what do you call it, HSN codes. It validates signs, it encrypts, and also provide for exchange. Now you could see this workflow of how the transactional dynamics for invoicing runs from the supplier for those of us that are looking at so our ERP will be the one to generate the invoicing solution. It goes to the supplier's app done, where you have duty stamp done by the FRS system to be known as NRS in a couple of months. With the invoicing, it makes everybody come to a place where we can see ourselves on a dashboard and see how the transactional flow runs. From the get this done within 24 hours via the integrated FRS merchant bank system, right? From supply to invoicing, access point provider, fiscalization occur, it will be digitized, stamped, and scanned. You can confirm it. Well, we talked about so there are features of what the e-invoice should carry. Well, of course, you can see the QR code, you can see the RN and all this. Once all these are not there, it means a system is not capable of complying or an organization. And here comes part of why we are here. The whole essence of digital taxation starts from having a proper tax plan, having a proper organizational plan that leads to ERP. The ERP system is what will give you this. So for us, we're bringing in the work merit ERP suites. And of course, what it does is to automate our tax accounting process and also make it very seamless for a data exchange to occur between tax authorities, taxpayers, and also the technology company. Now, it also make VAT, personal income tax, company income tax, amongst others, import duties to be comprehensively treated and automated in your system. Um, for tax authority, this means that the an auditing firm to handle or to respond on behalf of taxpayers is fast. We also have in the work merit ERP because we observe that there are employees, there are self-employed employees that are organized or that are not organized. Because this law it requires that everybody, whether you're employed, self-employed, or employed or unemployed, I don't want to know. They will approach the what do you call it, tax practitioners, chartered accountants, and the system should be able to capture them based on the report. They might not be able to have an organization, an office, or a company, but because you are their company, you will have a system where you can treat such categories of persons. Work merit has made it possible for a working taxpayer to be handled, to be responded to, and to be serviced. So for taxpayers and entity, it makes it very easy for a critical component of this integration to also have a little glimpse about work merit. These are application. Already, as you can see, we've configured some states that will have presence. We've configured their income tax. that makes, if you have um we're starting from one, but we know it's cumbersome for you to do this manually. If you have 25 and above, 100, 250, 1,000 employees, with the work merit system, you're able to treat and process 1,000 PITs within a day. Within a day. I can tell you that just within a day. So um, uh, this is a therapy that we support. It's based on an Odoo framework, is robust, is secured, and it's also ensured that data repository are also prompt and secured. So for this, we could talk more. So we work merit ERP. There are other ERPs, I could tell you. But what are our selling point? Our selling and push point is the fact that we know that this is coming suddenly and it might be out of budget for everybody, but we work merit, make it easy for businesses to have a kind of payment arrangement with us to make it very easy. Of course, the entire payment structure is cheaper compared to known brands such as SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, and Oracle. But we will know what the terrain is, we'll see how it works, and what we have done is to make it pocket friendly. And by so doing, organizations and businesses can stay compliant and be responsive to government. So again, digitization is not optional as the law comes into force for January 2015. So adopting the compliant ERP, like Work Merit, and integrated to a certified system integrator, whom we're also representing, an access point provider, because there are few of such in the country, and that's why we are available. We are present in about 5, 6 states, and we're saying that you could beckon on us, work with us, collaborate with you. It's not um, a what they call a parasitic relationship. We know you are business professionals, and we're also here to work with you. We don't want to be seen. We just want to be seen as someone, as a partner who could make you trusted, respected, and credible as you are being to your client. Now, these are the possible penalties. So when I wake up on any good day, and because I fail to comply to any of these possibilities, and I wake up and I see a debit in my account of ranging from 25,000 up to 5 million, depending on the kind of businesses I'm doing. Don't you think, I mean, and these are not one of penalties. There are daily penalties that you accrue to pay, and your businesses also suffer or stand the risk of being delisted. Your bank account possibly could be a lien or whatever. So, I mean, we would not want this to happen to any one of us because it's a law, right? It's a law, and we need to comply. I mean, there are quite a number of penalties coming into force, and I feel, and we think that businesses, well are briefed, right, should not be made to suffer this through us, our respected professionals, to get acquainted with what is coming. For us, you can be contacted. We are hoping to work with you in Abuja, Kwara, Kano, Kaduna, Lagos, and Ogun State. I leave the question time open for Mr. Gina and myself to start with. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Engineer Oluwole. We are happy. In fact, I was looking at my time because we agree on 45 minutes, but we cannot stop you because you are passing an information. And you can see nobody even attempt to stop you because, like you have said, automation is not an option. So it is very sine qua non and important for all of us to adopt it. So if I understand you very well now, it implies that we may not have second speaker. Probably Mr. Gina and you will join in answering our question. Am I
Yes,
correct?
very correct. Very correct.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So we have a lot of key takeaway from your lecture, which all what you can get. We knew that you are here to introduce automation tax system to us, and you are also here to talk about harmonization of various tax systems, the CIT, the VAT. We are accountant here, and I believe that virtually say. But I think the important aspect of it now is automation. Automation. So I think let's which question we have to answer so that we can save time. So the room is open for questions now. Please, you can ask your question. We have two resource persons here who are here to answer the various questions. Thank you. Question, please. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Doctor, you can check the chat box if there are questions there.
Okay, I'm still checking. All right. I'll check. Then if you have a question,
Hello.
please go.
Hello, ma. Hello, sir.
Yeah. Hello, you
Yeah,
are
this
welcome, ma'am.
Good morning, esteemed members.
Good morning, esteemed members. While somebody recites the questions, let me introduce myself. I am Mr. Chidanand Jain. I recites the questions. Let me introduce myself. I am Mr. Chidanand Jain. I worked in the Indian governments. Just like Nigerian system, we have the same British legacy of federal state governments, and local government. So I have worked uh, in the federal taxation service on deputations to different states, both in direct and indirect taxes. And while we implemented value-added tax, I was the nodal officer for a state named Odisha, which is 40 million people, and we successfully implemented VAT automations for the first time in India, and then we also implemented GST, which is goods and service tax, just like VAT. So, because Engineer Raphael has explained, presented in the seminar so well, I hardly there is anything for me to add on. And besides, because this presentation is being given to the accounting body of the for a state. So it will be just like repeating the things that you already know on my part. So it will be better for the question and answers. And then one more thing, there is a saying that the devil is in the detail. So the software, the ERP that we are customizing on the Odo platform, all based on all of our experience, and Rafael has immensely contributed in educating me on the Nigerian tax system, which is of course exactly similar to that of India. But we have done a very we have taken care of every minute details of the tax laws to be addressed through the automation, and to prevent the losses of the business houses. Not only about the tax evasion that Engineer Raphael mentioned, it is also there is a cost of implementing ERP, but there is always a double benefit of saving different type of mismanagement of the business through the ERP implementation. Thank you. So I'm waiting for the questions. Thank you, Mr. Chida Amanda. We have gotten your citation even before you speak, and we are happy to have you. Thank you. The question can go on. Somebody is about to ask a question then.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you for this wonderful presentation, quite timely and insightful. Yes, when
Please,
you
you give us
were
your name. Your name.
okay, sorry, my name is Lawa Mary, ACA
From
membership Ilorian District.
good. That's what we need. Thank you.
I work with Mainstream Energy Solutions Limited.
You are welcome.
Membership number 040583. Yes, like I was saying, I want to understand when a slide, I saw a slide indicating e-invoicing, and I saw withholding tax as a separate line.
and VAT as a separate line. Now, we don't have WHT, that's withholding tax as a separate line as we speak. I want to know, is it that now going forward, effective next year, we'll be having cost of goods or services, then withholding tax as a separate line, then VAT as a separate line? I just want to understand it.
All right.
If I understand, can I answer?
Yes, you can go on.
Yeah, if I understand, your question is whether we should deal with withholding tax and VAT separately or together. Is that the
Yes,
question?
I said as of
Yes.
today, what we have is that we have.
Okay. See, there is two types of withholding tax. One is the withholding tax in case of VAT, where, say, like government authorizes government ministries, agencies, maybe some banks, telecom operators, maybe oil and gas companies to charge to show that in their purchases show VAT, but instead of paying to the supplier, they directly remit it to the FIRS department. So that is to evade or that is to prevent evasion or delay in transfer of VAT to government. So that is the WST on VAT. But there is another type of WST that is applied on the income tax, the income earnings of a person, like a consultant. Say, for example, a consultant makes a payment to a consultant sitting in, say, USA. So, and that USA, that resident, non-resident Nigerian or a foreigner from USA will not pay income tax in Nigeria. So to check whether he has liabilities in Nigeria or not, from his consultant fees, a percentage, 5% or 10%, depending on two types of WST, that is permissible under the company's income tax and the personal income tax, individual income tax. So that is deducted that way. If am I correct, Rafael and Joshua and Emmanuel? So that's why we had done that.
Yes.
And when
So
there will be a
this is the
WST on
point.
VAT, please.
Mr. Raphael, do you want to add anything?
All right, sir. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So adding to what Virginia said, the system makes it easier for us to compute and automate what it is for different sector. And of course, like one of the questions on the chat box is asking, how will the rich not evade and all the stuff? Because it's time, except you are not using the banking system, except you don't have your BVN, except you also do not operate on any digital platform. That is when the artificial intelligence system that has been deployed will not catch up with you. And of course, we all know the penalties of evasion, but like Madam rightly asked, what operate in different sector will be automated in that will make it properly reported.
Very much, Engineer Raphael. I think Madam too, she got it clear. And if I could say what I learned to, whichever way, either the what is obtainable now or what will be obtainable then, the important thing is that the automation will be able to provide solution. I think that solves the dilemma.
Yeah.
So the dilemma.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. So any other question, please? Because I have question too, but I want to wait as a moderator. Let people ask question before I will ask my own.
Good afternoon, moderator. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes,
Good
I think I'm Boye, who is my name.
Okay, Lord.
Is my name. Membership number 27638. Akan Ilorin and districts. I think the last question is not provided no seems not to address the question, because the person is saying that on the invoice flash, while you are person that course, the seminar has both VAT and WAT on it. And she is saying that what we have presently is withholding tax and VAT. In case of manufacturing company, for instance, now, we only have one line, which is VAT, and that is all. Going to service company, for instance, or you have a billing
to 1800s to 1800s ago. Now inflows that come into somebody's account may not necessarily mean that it's an income. Somebody think there are so many complex things that need to be done there. So I need clarification about this. And the final thing is that I need clarification. It has to do with the as the money was being paid into the account of individuals, and they have seen that the withholding tax or whatever tax is being deducted from their money, held or transferred to maybe a relevant tax authority. Do you not see that as time goes on, individuals will start to operate cash society that is moving instead of using the banking system because of the fear that a given percentage will be deducted from their money. They will start to operate cash. So these are the things that this is the major thing that I will just seek a kind of clarification from you. Thank you very much for organizing this seminar workshop.
Thank you, Dr. Kau, all the way from Mina District Society, Niger State. We are happy to have you. Engineer, you are dealing with the professionals, a fellow of the institute, so definitely things like this must come up. So back to you and Mr. Chimanda to respond to this question. And probably we have one or two more before we close this session, please. Yes, Engineer Oluwole and Mr. Chidamanda. I hope I pronounced it well.
Yeah, it's okay. It's kind of okay. Jenna, you can call me Jenna. It's easier.
Okay.
So
Jenna,
yes, your apprehension is well placed, and also I can also taking a cue from your apprehension. I can suggest that the big businesses or the high net worth individuals, like those who have a higher stake in the economy, because you mentioned about the economist Smith. So those who have a higher stake in economy, it is for their benefit to account for your apprehension is correct for the small business earnings, where they receive sometimes a loan or from some other sources which will have a problem for them. But it's for good for the economy. But I request Rafael to add on this. It is good for the economy of the nation. Ultimately, the tax comes back to the people, and by way of roads and broadband and all those electricity and all those housing for the poor.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Raphael, I can see it's back to you.
Yeah.
Well, I hope the economy will not become cash economy due to fear of
All right.
taxing.
So,
and especially,
yes, I'm happy we have on this call. I'm sure we have. Yes, good land, sir. Let me allow you land. Yeah.
Okay, you heard me?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Can I go?
The floor is to you now. You can go ahead.
Can I proceed?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Please.
All right, sir, and also. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So I said to
Yes, go ahead.
link to what Mr. Jinan said. For a few years now, and I'm sure we have bankers on this call, you will observe that the Nigerian system had promoted a more cashless society, that the cash in the society is regulated. So whoever feels that I'll be doing cash-based transaction, it comes to a point where it becomes more scarce. Now, like Mr. Gina said, you are in business. Am I thinking a low pocket? Am I thinking of someone who has a lesser amount of transaction to do, right? How much would I be willing to get, right, in this system? So when it comes to that, you want to get such money through the banking system. I'm sure you were representing businesses that are into contracts. Contractors who work for government. How much will they work for an individual to pay? How much will an individual want to pay them by cash? So definitely, it's something that has been known for a start. People want to say, "Oh, I'll deal with cash. I'll not go through the system. I won't do this." But eventually, for you to expand, for you to grow, for you to scale or to remain in business, you will definitely collect your money via a system. For multi located companies, for multi um, um, geo-located companies, would you want how much do you want to collect via cash? So please, the system is not thinking low, the system is actually thinking higher. And so we don't see that to last. We know that once you have your system, you'll be able to do business. Thank you.
I just want to add on. I'm sure government will not make it a rule. There is no rule to definitely deduct a charge from a banking transactions. Yes, government can deposit, and there is no tax compliance on that. Government will issue a audit notice or something like that. It will. I believe there is no such rule to deduct arbitrarily from a banking transactions. Because you are tax accounting officer, I mean, personnel, you may rather deduct. There's such a rule.
All right, thank you. Yes. As a professional accountant, a chartered accountant, and chartered tax professional, we all know that there cannot be taxation without accounting. That is certain. There cannot be taxation without accounting, and that's why in most of the time the professionals they need to be carried along, and this is another a very good opportunity for them. So in most of these things, either there is automation or digitalization that link all your bank together like BVN in Nigeria, what have you. There should be adequate disclosure and note to the accounts. So the issue of disclosure and note to the account will always settle any grievances. That is exactly what has been settling issues. Although before now, maybe it is not a strict thing like this, but now that you know that if you have 10 accounts, there is an automation that has capacity to link everything together and bring them up. This is of a professional accountant that will give you a very robust financial statement with adequate disclosure so that you know the purpose of taxation. That's my take on that one. Thank you. So if we have any question again, Doctor, can
Doctor, there are questions in the chat box. Can we deal with those ones?
Yes, ma'am.
please? Yes,
We're
please.
gone through. Okay, the next one is well, the first question was the Nigerian tax system is complex. How does the new tax law prevent tax evasion among the rich? I think we've answered that. Once you are using appropriate system for financial transaction, like the doctor said, there will be a need for a form of disclosure. Of course, it's artificial intelligence. You'll be known with the way the systems are linked. Either you're in businesses or you're not in businesses, you are generating or offering a service to someone, you are collecting money, or in lieu of the service, you would probably give a note, and those notes will get into the net. If you're a landlord, right? You're a landlord. you have tenants, and those tenants are paying, and you're issuing receipt of one form or the other, definitely you get your details into the net. And as long as you're having bank transactions. Also, good afternoon from Mrs. I want to believe Odola Oyesomi. Good afternoon, Sama, for the insightful session. However, how I would like to know the definition of a small company. Is it actually turnover less than 50 million or 100 million? Um, for the new tax law, it's stated there that companies earning less than 50 million naira, right, annually, once you do your proper tax computations, are to be exempt. And anyone 50 million and one, I mean, above, 1 naira exceeding that, you would have to pay tax. So when we say SME even cross the band to people earning billions of naira. It's what classify you as SME or MSME in some cases will actually not be by scale of what you are doing, but the volume of transactions you are doing. Secondly, I need to know as individual, do I still need to get tax ID? Very well, man. Individual, either you are working alone, working for government, working for someone, as long as you are a Nigerian and the law requires you to have tax ID, as long as you have your NIN, you have your BVN. Sure, we have people working with the Internal Revenue Services here. They can also substantiate that. Um, the next question, please, for someone who is retired and has a hostel where students pay rent, definitely, man. Well, I mentioned I didn't even see this. For any employee, I mean, employee of an organization, part of your Form A that you're going to submit is to declare your rentals to be eligible to some reliefs, right? So if I'm taking rent from you, I'm going to submit, I'm your tenant, I'm going to submit details of you. So what you're a retiree, I'm sure this will be classified as income, and how is it going to be taxed? Mr. Gina, can you talk about that? Over to you.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I could not follow. Please, can you please tell
Right.
it again? I'm very sorry.
If I'm a retiree, a retired personnel, I've retired. I now have an hostel accommodation businesses, apartment businesses, where students pay rent to me.
Yes.
And
Okay.
how is it going to be treated tax-wise?
Yes, I'm like if even when you are an employee is not individually is calculated, the salary and the other incomes are taken into account, right? The return form of say in part A, it is mentioned the gross income will include salary, income from estates, income from share markets, income from say if you have many some bungalows, you have all those are added. And in that also it is mentioned if you are getting some retirement gratuity and all those. So in retirement you do not get salary, but you get your pensions, you get your gratuity, you get your other incomes, like you have say 5 apartments, you get rental income from that. You have share market investment, that is also added. And the rule remains same, that up to the chargeable income is computed after giving you allowance of all exemptions. Even if when you are retired, you can also make savings in your exemptions, like housing, say health insurance, pension, professional body donations, and whatever chargeable income is there. Then on that, up to 800,000, there will be no tax, and after that, there will be tax. So it is same for retired employees or an entrepreneur or a salaried employee who is working, not retired. I hope I made it clear.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
At some point, I lost the call. So I had to rejoin. So I didn't get that part.
What was the
Currently,
question?
the
Please
question
tell your
was
question.
for an hostel. is just 10 rooms and each room to be taxed? Is it that it needs to
be such particular situations where can be deducted at source. Otherwise, it will be part of the income tax return form of an individual, whether retired or of the company. If the retired person is managing a company for running that hostel, then it will be part of his company's income tax return form. And so he will have to pay the tax. Of course, after allowing all the exemptions, deductions, expenses, and the threshold limit, like 800,000 is tax exempt, chargeable income 800,000 naira is zero tax. After that, so all those rules will be followed. I hope I clarified what I have understood the Nigerian tax so far.
Yes, I hope you get the response, please.
Yes, I did. Thank you.
So it's a transitional income according to what he said and some other thing. And we are saying about our IAS 8, which talk about accounting policies, estimate and so in your accounting policies, you must make adequate disclosure of whatever type of money that comes into your account. So once you do that, your auditor will have done a right job for you. So there is no cause for alarm.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So I think if there is no question, I should be permitted to ask. This is very key and important. Another one related to that digitalization is technical know-how. Technical know-how. How do you continue to maintain it? How do you continue to maintain it? Then the last one is about failure. Failure of this software. Like Mr. Jidamanda said, failure of this software, maybe it is act of God or what have you. So in case of this failure, how do we maintain it? So these are three questions I put together at once. I think you get it, sir. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Of course, like everybody will say, even in Rome, or what you call in Freetown, rather, there's nothing that is free. This is coming to majority of the taxpayers that might want to comply at the cost. So what we have done as an organization is to see that there are ERPs, different kind of ERPs. Some organizations will be spending as much as 300 to 500 million, depending on the scale of their business, to be digitized. However, like we're talking about SME, small businesses who want to comply and be in business, the cost of you having your ERP in place is one. The cost of you customizing it to make it work and automate your transactions that make you responsive is one. You're also going to pay for integration, right? You're also going to pay for the service of an access provider on a minimum. I mean, I would not lie. An organization that used to be an organization to be called a company, you possibly have the head of that organization who will also carry out probably financial services. So let's say an accountant. You might have an HR person or somebody making sales or doing so. So we still put it at about three or five. When you put all this together, there's no system, there's no ERP system that can cost you less than 25 million to start. And it goes on and on. Now, what have we done? What we have done is we know that this might be coming at a very sudden, unprepared time for our pockets. So when an organization signs up with us or through you, which we also have different incentives for professionals coming through us, we will have you on to run it on a planned basis. You could meet with us and say, oh, I'll pay off this over a period of this time. And we know that instead of you paying at once, we want to ensure that the system is up and running for you. Like I said, we have 49 to 50 days today, right? So for you to customize your ERP, to integrate it and make it pass the merchant buyer system, we know there are businesses that cannot afford to wait come January 2026. So we know that you are the professionals they also run to. And these are the
Yes.
businesses we are beckoning on you so that, see, the cost of paying penalties is enormous compared to what you're going to save. Do you get it? Compared to what you're going to save. So why not approach it, start and doing the needful. We can't do it without you because you are their face. You are the people they know. And what we're saying is, while we are thinking about the small businesses, we also know that there are businesses who cannot afford to be penalized because they are the ones that even pay more, right? There are several infraction penalties for several infractions. And when they wake up, I'm sure nobody wants to wake up and get a debit alert of 5 million for doing nothing or for not taking action. For instance, like I said, our system, we know the tax it takes you through filing PIT, the returns. And the system is so done in such a way that once you have your employees on the HR, right, it automates your payroll system based on the organizational payment structure, whether or not you are paying allowances or salary or commission. It has treated this and ensure that your employees for the stated dates of filing their returns is done. Now, for those that are required to do invoicing, starting next year, your operations will be automated and I mean customized for that as well. So depending on the scale of businesses and on what we are doing and the number of users, right? That is what we look for because we are to do a simple gap analysis to do a discovery system for the organization and to have it running. So again, we're also moving to um, failures, right? Of course, there will be glitches, and those glitches requires us to use a robust application. Are these applications developed and supported alone in Nigeria? No, we have our foreign partners also working with us, right? So, and we're using an Odoo framework that is tested, robust, and cheaper compared to other applications. When you name Oracle, SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, and the rest. And of course, see, we'll get all these at a very high license cost and ensure that customizing them requires you to also.
And that while making its payment, it has withhold the output VAT. Then this retired employee can file return claiming this output withheld output VAT by the customer who has availed the service as input tax VAT. So, but to do that, the retired employee must be registered under VAT, voluntary registration, even if he or she doesn't cross the threshold of VAT registration. If she was implying VAT, then this is the provision for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very interesting session, and we are happy. We must confess to you that yes, this is quite relevant for us, and we are all relevant stakeholders, and we work together. And that very last question I asked about the financial implication, I think it will guide us a lot. It will guide us a lot. So we believe that we shall still have a lot of things to do together, and we have the belief that we are here on ground, so we shall contact each other so that we can move forward. And the institute quite believe in integrity and objectivity of answer. I think we plan 45 minutes. We have spent over 1.5 hours now. We have spent over 1.5 hours, and you agree with me that most of the people on this platform, they are some of them from their various offices, and some will even like to go back to their job. So I think without much time again, the chairperson, the chairman of the district again, we also appreciate you, and that will be a form of the closing remark. Then we can have any member of the district society, probably a Muslim, since we have a Christian prayer at the beginning, to give us a closing prayer so that we can depart in peace. Thank you. The chairman of the district. Hello? Hello,
Hello, doctor.
can you hear me, please?
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Yes,
very well.
I hear you.
Thank you, everyone, for your patience. We thank God for this session. It has been a wonderful time. We thank our speakers for the presentation. It's been an insightful one. We appreciate them. We all agree with me that achieving the seamless system integration and compliance with the Nigerian Tax Act 2025, it requires a multifaceted approach. By leveraging technology, embracing best practices, and staying adaptable, and with the software solution by McGeorge Consulting Limited, we can navigate the complexities of tax compliance and drive businesses growth in our various sectors of the economy. On this note, I want to appreciate our speakers, Mr. Jenna and Mr. Raphael Farombi, and every other person on the call. We appreciate you for your time. We thank you, and we pray that the Almighty God will make everything easy for us as we embrace the new tax act come January 2026. Thank you all, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you very much, the chairman of the district society. Please, a closing prayer by any member of the district.